news of the Omicron stealth variant is making headlines, and Dr. Kohli joins us live to tell us more about it. Dr. Kohli, happy Friday. Great to see you. So the stealth variant is said to be more contagious. Should we expect another spike in cases? I thought we were just starting to flatten that curve again.
Well, the good news here, ladies, and happy Friday to all of you, is that there's so much overlap between the stealth variant and the Omicron variant. It's actually a subvariant of the Omicron that most experts think that immunity against Omicron is likely going to also last for the stealth variant. So we don't actually think it's going to create another spike in cases. Now, it may just create a long tail, so it may mean that we have cases lingering. We don't have that drop-off we're looking for, but I'm hopeful that we don't have another spike coming anytime soon.
They need to name it stealth. Come on. That sounds terrifying.
Oh my God, I'm terrified.
Well, I mean, okay, so let's stop being terrified.
Okay, thank you.
Like, what are the characteristics that make the stealth variant different?
Okay, so the name is not just by chance. It's actually a really intentional name given to this because it's sort of like a disguise on this virus. So this is a subvariant of the Omicron variant. So it has a lot of mutations overlapping, about 20. But it also has 28 new mutations that Omicron didn't. So what those new mutations do, it makes it harder for us to pick it up on a lab test as Omicron. So if you have the stealth variant, you go and get a test, it'll pop up as coronavirus, but we may not know unless we do fancy testing on it that it's actually, this new variant of Omicron and not the original Omicron. So I like to think of it like the Omicron dressed up in a disguise, which essentially means that it's tricking our ability to track where it's going. So it's just getting smarter and stealthier.
Oh, weird. Okay, people who lost their sense of smell, which is, I can't even imagine really, that must be awful as a symptom of COVID are turning to smell training. And I heard it was like oranges and like a fire or something like that. What is that, and does it work?
Yeah, so unfortunately, some viruses can affect our ability to smell. And it doesn't just happen acutely when you're infected with the virus, but it can damage the neurons that sort of tell our brain what that smell is. And there's three main types of smell disorders you can have, Tori. One is anosmia, which means you can't smell at all. Oh, wow. Sounds awful, of course. Golly. One is phantosmia, which means you're actually smelling something that's not there. It's a phantom smell.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the third one is parosmia, which means you're smelling something good like cinnamon, but it actually smells bad. It smells rotten. So this whole concept of smell therapy is kind of like if you injure your ankle and you have to do PT or recover. It's sort of like teaching your neurons how to smell again. So you smell different types of smell twice a day, including the ones that trigger the wrong circuits in your brain, and sort of retrain your brain how to do it. And it's really looking very promising for people who are suffering from these conditions because of COVID.
That is fascinating. Isn't it? Fascinating. Okay, we do have a viewer question from Ray who says, quote, Dr. Kohli, my parents are getting older and more forgetful. How can I tell if this is an early sign of Alzheimer's? I'm so sorry, Ray. That's hard to deal with.
It is really hard, and Alzheimer's is a very difficult condition. But basically, Ray, it's the pattern of forgetfulness. As we get older, we're going to forget things. But if they're forgetting important things like their own birthday, their wife's birthday, they're forgetting things that they just learned last week. They're forgetting where they put their keys, but they can't retrace their steps. They're forgetting where they live. Those types of things should set off alarm bells in your head that that's just not normal forgetfulness. Maybe they need to take a test and see if they might have Alzheimer's.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Kohli, as always. If you have a question you want answered by Dr. Kohli, write us on social media. You can also email info@dailybosslive.com. Thank you, Dr. Kohli. Have a great weekend.